Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about my cat always eating plastic. Sorry, he's eating plastic. I mean, it's really just the trash bag. Stop it. Sorry. Our reading is actually about telling someone the truth. We have Hecate of Greek origins, and she is here to tell us that there's somebody here who maybe is holding back on the truth. I am going to throw you. Holding back on the truth because they want to protect somebody's feelings when the right course of action really does seem to be letting them know what the truth is, letting them deal with that how they need to. There could also be somebody from your past circling you that isn't necessarily confident around your boundaries, and they may kind of test them. So, standing up for yourself, but also being honest when it's a little bit nerve wracking is kind of the core theme of this reading. Hi there, Tiana. Hello, Storm. Hello, Jimmy. How are y'all doing today? Oh, I'm not going to actually throw Hambone. Like Stassi from Vanderpump Rules, I occasionally like to make threats that I never follow through on. Oh, let's call in spirit though, shall we? And oh my gosh, how am I forgetting my own line? Let's call in spirit with some wind chime time. I think I messed it up yesterday too, you guys. I promise I'm not an alien. I'm actually Carmen. All right, so we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And I don't know, there's just been kind of a vibe this morning of somebody that kind of plays the victim or likes to almost like reverse psychology people. Maybe it would help if I read this for you. So, in the Dark Goddess Oracle, Hecate is called out as the guardian of Greek origin. She was the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, the moon, ghosts, and necromancy. She was the only child of the Titans, Perses and Asteria, from whom she received her power over heaven, earth, and the sea. She became the embodiment of the triple goddess with far reaching powers and a wealth of wisdom. But the foresight says shielding someone from the truth is not helping them right now. Focus on your own ability to listen rather than your need to lecture. An old flame is circling. Ensure your insurance policies are valid and up to date. Make the repairs to your home that you've been long neglecting. And what really stood out for me was obviously the ones that I mentioned. There may be somebody from your past that is trying to gain access to you again, but I think the really strong message here for me is that there is somebody here that needs to hear the truth, and you may be a little bit uncomfortable telling them that truth, and that's okay. We don't have to pretend that we are fearless in every situation, okay? Sometimes you find that strength in the last moment, right? Hello, Peggy. How are you doing? So, with this Nine of Cups in the reverse, keeping in mind what we know about Hecate and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, there might be somebody that you have to say, there's not going to be a future. There's not going to be like a right now for us. There's just not a lot in the cards for us right now. So you might have to be a little bit brutal with somebody. And if that's the case, we can find a way to be respectful about those messages, but we don't want to put so much icing on them that it's hard for somebody to see what we're really saying. In other words, if you're going to say, I just don't think that I can date anyone right now, or I just don't think that I'm ready, that implies that there is a time later on down in, next year or a couple of months, that there is a chance. You might have to actually rip that band-aid off and say, I don't see us ever being together again. I might be willing to consider a friendship if you are, but you might need to be very explicit and say, I don't see us ever being together again. What has happened has made it impossible for me to see that as a possibility. Like, some people need to hear the actual, like, cold hard truth, right? We have the Moon in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. 4 cards in the reverse, by the way. Trifling mistakes, carelessness, cruelty. This is somebody who's like neglectful. This is somebody who pretends that they aren't ruining something until they have to accept that it's ruined. I gotta say that it's hard for me to respect somebody like this because they inflict damage and don't seem to really care that they've inflicted that damage. There is not a lot of remorse or empathy or compassion in this person. And that's hard for me to relate to because when you do that, when you go through life and you don't think about other people's feelings or you don't think about the consequences that you're having, that's how you sign up for a lot of hurt. Like, we can pretend for only so long that we are only hurting others before you start to realize you don't have anybody left in your life because you didn't care about any of those people in your life. If you want to have good people in your life, you have to put out that good energy that you want back. And I feel like our collective is made up of people that have consistently given more than they've received in terms of that compassion and empathy. So, what we could be seeing here is an instant, like, realization. I don't know if this person's ever going to be welcome in my life because they've never really viewed others the way I do. They've never really seen that my energy comes back to me, right? And I'm sorry, I'm kind of sick of being that person that helps people understand that they can't continue to beat up on somebody before they lose that person. So I feel like I'm reading for somebody that has begun to learn the importance of being selective in terms of who's in your life, who's in your energy. But there's this one stubborn person you can't let go of. It's like, I know you are reckless and I know you're not necessarily kind, but there's something that keeps this connection coming back, keeps this person coming back around, right? Thank you, Miss Tiana. And I love the microphone emoji. I feel like I've missed some hellos. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Well, I'm glad you've been very direct. That's on him if he can't figure out what you're trying to say, right? That's why the Lord has provided blocking. Granted, there are people that don't even listen after that, and we all know there are options there as well. But I think the most important one for us is, what information am I putting out on the internet that I need to keep as my own private information? How am I providing people access to me that don't deserve it? What can I do to limit that, right? Not saying that you haven't, but we all have to do what we can to make sure those boundaries are respected. We have the Empress here, and I like that we have another 3. So we have the 3 of Pentacles followed by the Empress, which is 3, right? You might want to keep an eye out for the number 33 or 333. We've got somebody here that is struggling to accept that you are no longer in their life because they see you as somebody that is always landing on their feet, always finding a way to make the situation better. There's something very alluring about you, and that is kind of like a lantern in the darkest night with all the moths flying to it, right? You're going to collect people, you're going to be a magnet to people. You just have to decide whether or not that's the kind of magnet you want to be and where you need to kind of restrict some people. Another 3, the World. And I should specify that it's in this deck. They add the numbers together to give you the numerology number. The World implies that there is, again, success. Knight of Swords, 3. Weird. Okay, so we have well, I like that. We have somebody that is stubborn and doesn't want to accept that they're not going to be in your life anymore, finally getting to the point where they accept it. So we don't have to be jerks about it, but we do have to be firm about our boundaries, right? I'm a firm believer in finding a way to respectfully disengage, right? I'm sorry, this is the reason this isn't working out. I don't really feel like it's going to be resolved. And so I think it's probably best if we just go our separate ways, however you cliche want to use it, right? Like, it's not always easy just to say, I don't like you. I don't want to be in your life. I don't want you in mine. Sometimes that's what you need, right? But you do have to be able to find a way to communicate what you need and what you want. Hello there, Miss Christina. How are you doing? Good for you, Melissa. I'm glad. It's not always easy to do that, but we have to do it sometimes. So, as you are progressing, as things are working out for you, there's a new chapter here. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have been fearless in the face of a lot of difficult situations. So make sure you take a little bit of time to congratulate yourself on the things that you've gotten through. Sometimes we're so focused on what lies ahead of us in terms of a challenge or something I haven't had to do before that we fail to remind ourselves of all of the other bullshit that we've gone through and that we've managed somehow, right? I landed on my feet after that. I made it through that. So hell yeah, I can handle whatever this is, right? I feel like there is a sense here that things are starting to move in the right direction for you after a sense of stagnation. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you have worked on accepting what is not yours, and what is meant for you will be for you, i.e., not getting hung up on the things in the past that didn't work out because you know that there's something in the future that will be worth that, right? So we have the Chariot and the Four of Swords in the reverse. If there's anything holding you back, it's something that cannot be healed that you need to walk away from. This Two of Cups is coming kind of as like, I don't know, it feels as if there is a focus on healthy partnerships, not just love, but a sense of harmony because you've gotten rid of the toxic relationships or friendships that you had. And that might not be an immediate thing, right? That could take months. For some of you, that could take years, right? Oh, wait, are we talking about Twilight now? Oh, we might have a little bit of a battle. Oh. Hi there, Paul. How are you doing? This is the Situations deck. So we have somebody that is single, but looking. I'm taking this succession. Oh, and then I don't ever flip it over. That's weird. This is somebody who has exited an unhealthy relationship and started dating. So they may have, downloaded a dating app. I don't ever take it from the bottom, but I feel like that was how it was supposed to go. This person is not playing games. This person's not interested in one night stands. This person's not interested in friends with benefits. This is somebody who ended a relationship because they know what they want and they're not going to settle for anything less than that. So I'm proud of you, whoever's in that energy, because that is intentional, right? This is the Meta Muse. Strength in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. All right, so this person from your past, this is somebody who has some insecurities. specifically with doing things on their own or being alone, there may be abandonment issues here. And the problem is this person kind of sets themselves up for abandonment because of how they treat the people in their lives. Take that how it resonates for you, but I get a sense of this person not always being like gracious or respectful, and then being upset when people don't choose them, or being upset when they lose somebody that's important to them. They may be consistently finding themselves in three-party situations because they're trying not to be alone, and then they make that happen by being unreliable, right? So we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse again. I feel like the message here for the person that is identifying with the Empress energy is that when you're the Empress, there are going to be people that fall in love with you. I said people, like intentionally plural. Moth, flame, all of that, right? That is placing the onus on you to be selective. You have to know when it's right to actually invest in something. You have to be a little bit more like a bouncer and a little bit less like a party host. You know, when you're a host or a hostess, you're just like, "Ah, everybody come in. I've got something to drink for you. I got something to eat for you. I want to make sure you have a great time." Versus the bouncer, which is like, before you get into the party, I need to make sure that you're dressed right. I need to make sure you're of age. I need to make sure you're healed, right? You got to have the ability to recognize that the best parties are the ones where you have chosen who should be there, not just a free for all, right? This isn't some Animal House party. Oh, you have a toga? Come on in. No, no, no. I want to see that you put thought into your toga. I want to see that you brought a bottle to share with everyone. I want to see that maybe you even asked ahead of time if we needed some more ice. Then you're allowed in. Yes, exactly. Thank you, RK. So we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Sun, both of which are giving me truth vibes, which means, yeah, this is somebody, again, you have to be honest with. It could just be a theme of, if people give you this Five of Swords energy, like they're going to just cause trouble, they're going to try to get in your way, or they're not going to be supportive, then you get to kick them out, right? So now we have the Eight of Cups. You have some people wondering how it is that you're so comfortable doing things on your own, or not needing to, well, not needing a lot of other people, I guess is the easy way to say that. Hi there, Miss Joanna. How are you? Wait, is that why you're talking about Moon Goddess? I don't see her. Okay, you're calling someone else Moon Goddess. You got me all excited. I'm going to say hi to her anyways, in case she watches this later. Hi, Miss Joanna. Did I say hi, Rob? Hello, Rob. How's it going? Where is she? I don't see her name. Here, wait. You guys are talking so much. There she is. I do see her. Okay, cool. All right, now we have the Seven of Cups. All right. So there's somebody here that likes to make it a little bit confusing as to what their goals are, what their intentions are. And you already know this about them. You already know that they play a little bit of head games, mind games. They just like to pretend they've done things when they haven't. So you're being asked to be very decisive with this person. Don't waffle. Don't like, well, We have so much. Too bad. If they're not what you need, they're not what you need, right? Hello there, Dina. How are you doing? Hello, Phoenix. Yes, I said it, waffles. Although sometimes I like to say Waffle House because I think that's funny. I don't know. I find humor in a lot of silly things. That's just me. Nine of Cups again in the reverse. So they're going to tell you that they've changed. They're going to try to pretend like there's some revelation that they've had or epiphany. But you'll notice that their behavioral patterns are the same. In other words, that's cute and all. You learn some new words. You maybe even know exactly what it is that you do that you shouldn't do, but you haven't actually changed. You're still doing the same things. Wheel of Fortune. So they're coming back around because things are looking good for you. They're coming back around because they feel like some sort of entitlement to another opportunity with you. And I'm telling you, there's something here that's going right in your life that they have seen or heard about, and that's what motivates them to come back around. Did you? That's hilarious, Phoenix. I love that place. I should go there again. I don't like how they treat their employees. I've heard they're not very good to their employees. So that kind of makes me feel like a little bit not so sure if I want to support them, you know? All right, this is the Morgan Greer. What else do we have, please? Two of Wands, Page of Wands in the reverse. All right, so you see how we only have the one hand over here, but we don't see the person? This is indicating to me that even without seeing exactly what this person is trying to do, you have this crystal ball, you have this insight, you have this intuition, you have a gut feeling. You know that it's bad news. You know that this person either cannot communicate with you honestly or is hiding something from you. They're exaggerating things to make it sound better, right? Like, oh no, I have a job. It's okay. I'm not going to use you for your money. Or no, it's okay. I'm single, right? There's something here where this person is trying to convince you and they fail to do so, right? The Seven of Cups, they're like, no, it's okay. Everything's fine. In fact, I'm exactly what you want. And you're like, bitch, please. How dumb do you think I am? I'm not that dumb. Page of Swords in the reverse, because they're lying to you. And you may get confirmation of their lie and your intuition from somebody else. Like you've had a conversation with them, they tell you one thing is true, and then like by happenstance, somebody else is like, hey, did you hear that this person is dating this person? You know, your ex or whatever. And you're just like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. King of Rods in the reverse. This person is not loyal. This person is selfish. And I think a bit of a player, but not in like what am I trying to say here? This person thinks that they're a player, but it's really more like they come off to me as desperate, okay? Like, I just need all of the attention. I don't care who I get it from, but I do need somebody to like validate me, right? Because you aren't, Jimmy, and I'm glad you said that because some of these people need to learn that like it's insulting when you lie and you don't even think about how that lie is easily proven wrong. Like it's insulting. to not at least try to make your lie believable. I don't know. I'm not really like looking to encourage people to get better at lying, but a good way to make you cut you off even faster is if you lie with something that's like dumb and easily proven wrong, right? So we have a Queen of Cups here. This person looks at you as this loving, kind person that helps other people heal. They feel like you solve problems. They feel like you make them feel better. But you're over here, and the way I'm seeing this is, yeah, I'm kind, I'm caring. I want good things for other people. But you know what? I'm over here like sipping my tea, sipping my coffee, watching you make an ass of yourself, and glad that it's not my problem. I am kind and compassionate, but I'm also selective. And I've been kind and compassionate to you enough times to know that I'm not going to get that energy returned back to me. If anything, you're just like trying to use me as a doormat. So I'm going to stay over here. I'm not going to engage. I'm going to sit here and hold whatever I might want to say in because I'm not trying to be a jerk. But like, you haven't learned your lesson. I see you, right? This is like very high priestess vibes to me. Hierophant. This kind of gives me that bouncer vibe. Like, nah, you're not going to pass. You're not going to come over this way. No. Thanks, but yeah. We have the keys at the bottom, like restricting, right? I feel like there is something here that has elevated you. You may have gotten a promotion. You may have won the lottery. I don't know, gained expertise. There's something here where your stock is rising. And so they want to come back around and say, no, I've changed. I can be a better person now. And you see it for the lie that it is. Look, if they're willing to lie about this to get back into your life, then I might even kind of change my mind a little bit and say, just like rip the band-aid off and be direct, right? Like, no, you're lying to me. I know you're lying to me. Like, people just don't think you're going to actually say that to them. I will, and I bet a lot of the people on this live chat will, you know? Eight of Swords in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright for our Queen of Cups, but now we have this King of Rods in the reverse with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This is part of their education, part of their karma, you know? Yes, I do, Vincent. I'm curious where the question comes from. I enjoy helping people. That's really the core of it. But I also love the beauty in the cards and the confirmation that comes through. So, dang. So many in the reverse. It's kind of sad. This person wasn't willing to defend you in a situation. Maybe there was some gossip happening or something difficult happening in your life. They could have been there. They did not. And then they got moody with you or defensive when you asked them why they weren't there, why they didn't defend you, why they weren't on your team. They weren't on your team because they only care about themselves. We have to be willing to be honest with ourselves about that, right? That's totally allowed, Vincent. Yeah, I do this because I enjoy it. I don't make a shitload of money off of this or anything. That's not my goal. But let's see what else we have with the Truth Is cards. Manipulation, decisions being influenced or exploited by outsiders. I don't feel like this is you anymore, but I do feel like this is where you've come from. You've dealt with this before. I feel like you're too smart to fall into that again. And the issue is really that somebody knew you when you were okay with that, knew you when you were settling. Some of you may still be going through that. Some of you may be walking away from that kind of energy right now. But the important thing is to focus on the idea of, I know what my value is. I know what I'm worthy of. I'm not going to go backwards on that, right? That is very true, Jimmy. Although you also can attract others that are like you, like in my chat. Hello there, Natalie. How are you doing? But yeah, we have to be a little bit more aware, right? Leveling up. This connection is moving to the next level. All right, so do you see how there are no people in this card? I think at first glance, somebody might look at this and think I'm talking about a romantic connection, moving in with each other, getting engaged, getting married, something along those lines. But this to me is more so about your intuition. You have been relying on your intuition more, and therefore you are getting more accurate. You are feeling more confident in relying on your gut or your discernment and letting it guide you instead of, kind of second guessing that, right? I loved that movie too, Christina, partially because she was a book nerd. All right, and we have addiction. So there's an attachment to unhealthy behaviors or substances. This could be about you or your person, but remember, I did say something about abandonment issues, and I feel like that's most likely what this is about for most of you, because we have somebody that has a toxic approach to relationships that's because of their abandonment issues, right? I have to always have somebody, but I don't necessarily treat them right. Somebody has a lot of healing to do, and when they do that healing, they can approach relationships in a better way. But until they do that, and because they've been avoiding it, they're not able to get into a connection that is healthy. They just make it difficult, right? So let's get a few from the zodiac fortune telling cards for you. You will be more successful telling the truth at all times. Harkening back to our Hecate card at the very beginning, somebody needs to hear the truth, even if it is a little bit difficult for them to hear it. You have very good friends. So even as you may have had to walk away from certain people that weren't your cup of tea, there's like an increase for you in terms of having people around you that you can count on. And in part, it's because your vibrational energy has changed, right? Long motor trip with a surprise at the end. I love that they call it a motor trip. So I would call that a road trip. You might have a road trip, but maybe you're getting in a plane for some of it. But there's a long trip and there's a like little rainbow at the end for you, right? A little surprise that you're going to enjoy. So stay positive, focus on the things that you want to bring into your life, and make quick work of the things that you have already determined with your discernment are not right for you. Because the more you invest in that, the less you can invest in the things that are important to you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next reading.